Today, organizations need to be faster, smarter, and more innovative than ever to succeed in a constantly changing economic environment. Responding to, even anticipating change demands effective use of information, and much of that information rests in ever-growing volumes of content. Thereby, a big challenge is that organizations have multiple content collections stored within various databases, repositories, and even network file shares, some likely acquired through corporate mergers. Departments often maintain their own collections and collaboration tools designed to address workgroup needs. With the increasing prevalence of cloud-connected repositories, more silos become present on a regular basis. ASG provides organizations choice for how they want to rationalize and consolidate their content repositories and information stores. Mobius Federation Services provide the foundation for that choice and allow organizations to choose to migrate content, including support for raw content migration from one repository to another, retire repositories over time with pre-built connects we have with our partner Simplify that allow for rolling migration of content from legacy repositories, consolidate and centralize access to federated repositories through Mobius and delivered through our REST APIs to custom and packaged applications, to vertical processes within a department such as finance, and to horizontal processes with a privacy mandate such as compliance. In this demonstration, we will show you how Mobius administrators establish federated access to repositories. We will also demonstrate how we support a simple horizontal process by searching across federated repositories and applying redaction of sensitive information. Here is how administrators set up and configure Mobius Federation Services in Mobius View. On the Content Repositories tab, we see a list of configured content repositories. Administrators can establish connection to an existing repository by creating a new entry and choosing the type of adapter to use to connect to this repository. Available adapter types include Mobius to connect to Mobius repositories on both mainframe and open systems, CMOS to connect to CMOS compliant repositories like Alfresco, IBM CMOD or others, SharePoint, and Custom to connect to custom developed adapters for repositories that do not support CMOS. For a CMOS repository like Alfresco in our example, we choose CMOS as repository type. For transparent search across multiple repositories, we need to have universal indexes enabled. We will also enable redaction for content in this repository. This is supported by a policy set up in a separate demonstration and allows us to apply a horizontal compliance process to information in this repository and others. In the next step, we need to configure the connection and create the CMOS host first. The administrator needs only a few parameters to complete the setup of this repository: the service endpoint, whether to use AtomPub or web services, an admin user to connect, and the respective password. What CMOS repository object type this access supports. And lastly, we define what authentication is used. For this demo, we're simply using an administrative alias. Since we have enabled the universal indexes, the button for indexes is active. Our administrator can now map every single repository field to the central universal index, either manually or automatically. For our demo, we have mapped the full text index and one field called name. This step is essential in helping minimize business disruption, as our federated access takes full advantage of the existing repository's information to establish cross-repository search. Let's now see federation in action. For this, we are using a custom application interface called Mobius Explorer, which is available as an alternative to the Mobius View viewer. We have chosen to use Mobius Explorer to demonstrate the flexibility and power of Mobius View REST API, which is the foundation for this interface. With the repositories configured, we're now going to search for all bank statements in our Alfresco and Mobius repositories where the index name contains the string Smith. Our search returns us a consolidated result list. We previously established a redaction policy to redact the account number. To see it in action, we'll first open one of our results from the Mobius repository. Notice the account number is redacted as the policy has been applied to hide sensitive information. Our user in this demonstration has broad permissions. Clicking at the icon at the top of the page allows this user to switch to the unredacted version where you can see the account number. This redaction is applied on the fly per the policy's definition. Now let's look at the Alfresco document, and we will see the same string of access as in the Mobius document and the same icon for the user to click on. When doing so, this view switches to the unredacted document as well. We shared in this demonstration how administrators set up Mobius federation services to federate access to CMIS and non-CMIS repositories. We also demonstrated how we can search across repositories and apply a compliance policy to redact sensitive information in federated content sources. Mobius federation services provide organizations with choice for how they want to rationalize and consolidate content sources. Organizations can choose to migrate content, retire repositories over time, or simply consolidate access to rationalize their spend, reduce time to value, and minimize business disruption.